up, you guys? CJ Kid 1231 back again with another hip hop album review. This time we're reviewing Ugly God, Bumps and Bruises. Yes, you heard me right. Ugly God, Bumps and Bruises. And you're gonna be surprised about how I feel about this too in a second. Alright, now, off the bat, when I heard this album, or should I say the first track, I automatically assumed it was going to be the mumble trap sound that, Trippie Redd and Lil Durk did and whatnot. And, yeah, that's what it was. However, the difference is that he's actually, in comparison to those two guys, he's lyrically a step above them, and he's actually talking about certain things on these songs. Although they may be very comedic in the way that he does it, he's still saying something. I guess I'm gonna get killed for this, but you know how Sean Price from Boot Camp Clip Healthy Skelter, if you don't know, you know how he will rap about something but do it in a comedic way but still have some gems there? Ugly God does the same thing, but just the mumble track version. I'm not saying that he's the mumble track version of Sean Price, or that he's even equal in skill to him. I'm just saying, if you know what Sean Price does with his material, just think of Ugly God as doing that, but for the mumble track scene. See what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I was already impressed with the fact that a rapper of that genre even attempted to do something like that, because again, I don't listen to that specific genre of rap in the first place. So to actually hear some stuff on here that could have somebody think, although it sounds funny and immature in the way that he said it, it's still an impressive thing to hear, or at least surprising to me. Again, so I mean, the beats on here are pretty, for the exception of maybe the drums and snares, but the samples are pretty diverse on here. They don't all sound the same, like it's all one song like the Little Durk one, and they sound a little bit more, you could tell that a lot more sounds were used and a lot more creative input was used on here than on the Trippie Redd album. So the instrumentals are pretty amazing on this album. Like almost all the beats are pretty great. And not only that, but it's very short as well. I mean, I think there's only 2 songs that maybe hit like close to the 3-minute mark, and it's not even that. I think the longest song on here is 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Beyond that, everything is either below 2 minutes, and that makes for a very quick listen. I know people nowadays have short attention spans, and they're fans of very short and sweet albums. So, if you want to ever give it a try, give this mumble rap thing or trap rap thing a try, this could be a great album for you to get introduced to, because it's very short, very sweet, encompasses all the things that those type of albums do, and it has that diversity. Not okay. The subject matter isn't diverse, but some of the stuff he says will make you think just a bit. So you have that sort of somewhat depth that you would have if you're coming from like the conscious rap, lyrical miracle scene that I dwell in. So you have that for you. And one more thing before we get into the favorite tracks, because there's not really a lot I have to say. I mean, he is very funny. I will say that he's very funny. So I mean, there's a lot of funny rappers that are great and they pull it off pretty well. For what he does it very well. Like one thing that I thought, or that I could see working against this album, is that on almost every single track you have this girl. I don't know where it comes from, if it's a sample from an old album that everybody likes and he just probably uses it as a signature going forward. I don't know, again, I'm just guessing, but a sample of a chick coming in saying, "Thanks, Ugly God," like, you would think that would be pretty annoying after a while, but it actually kind of works in a weird way. Like, I even find myself saying it, like, every time I hear it, or when I think I got it in pocket and know when it's about to come up, because after you hear it the first couple times, the pop-up of that sample seems pretty, you could guess it. It seems pretty easy to guess after a while. So, I mean, in full, before we get into the favorite tracks, great beats, funny, not super duper lyrical, but Still has some depth to it, and it's lyrically superior than what I would consider your average mumble trap album, at least as far as the ones that I've heard so far. So, yeah, if you want to listen to it, if you want a gateway drug into this mumble trap rap thing, give this album a shot. You will not be disappointed. Well, I don't know. It would be your first time, so the only thing I can promise is that the experience won't be as bad as you think it would be. If you think it ends up being bad at all once you come out of listening to this. So, anywho, let's get to the favorite tracks. The first track, 1-2. First thing I would say is the beat is dope, crazy. Basically talking about how a dude isn't shit, he's stealing his chick, is tired of chicks being childish, and wants females to please him in the second verse. So that's basically the sum up of that song, essentially. By the way, the hook is amazing too. That 1-2. Next song, Jaguar, which he basically it talks about how he used to go to college but then dropped out, bought a new crib, and turned it into a thigh house, and he isn't going back and forth with these like keyboard warriors that make comments about him and stuff, and that if anything, he'd rather thump it out with you in person instead of having to talk all that back and forth crap and see if you're really about that life. And if rap doesn't work, he'll go the other route, which we all know is drugs. So, I mean, again, he's not saying it in a super duper lyrical miracle way, but he is adding some lyrical skills, and he is talking about it. So, more, just more insight than the other two albums that I've listened to that are similar to this. Then you have For Real, which he's basically in a foreign car, driving on a highway, basically talking about how he got guns in the car in secret compartments, pulling up to a party, and all the ladies loving him. Meanwhile, the hook speaks on the fake dudes trying to act tough most of the time. So, I mean, the beat again is great. A lot of these beats are amazing. The next song, which is very funny, I actually kind of chuckled, which is Ha Ha Ha, which basically talks about freeing his big homie, big brother. And basically, dudes that are around him that aren't really real, dudes looking for him in particular because, he's part of, his success and lifestyle that he lives. And how basically, I'm looking at the notes by the way, if you see me turn, away from the camera view. And, has girls working for him and speaking on dudes through him. He speaks on guys threatening him on the song, and he's not being fazed by them. I think it's mostly in the second verse. So, I mean, again, a lot of this stuff on the album is basically him trying to get money, pleasing chicks, and basically shooting back at all those haters that try to either talk shit about him or kill him or whatever, or just hate on him. So, but ha ha ha, that fucking hook is, it gets me every time. It's crazy. I love that song. Love that fucking song, yeah. Then you have What's Up, which is him talking about fucking a chick like it's nothing, like it's effortless, and how she basically tries to join and be down with him for real, but after he fucks him, it's like, nope, I gotta go, too busy. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted was a quick nut. The hook is great though. Batman. I think that the Batman is basically, I could be wrong, it might be the biggest single on this project. But the video for it is crazy too. If you ever watched the video, you should check it out. But basically, another song about fucking chicks, and that, let me see. Yeah, these fucking chicks, and do not hand him your demo or your album or CD for him to listen to, because that shit will enter the trash can so quick. And he's, again, sending more shots to all the people that, hate on him, or supposed haters that he, talks about in multiple songs on this project and on different verses. Basically addressing all those people that either want to see him fail or just plain just get shot down. So, in more ways than one. And then finally, the last song I like is History, which I feel like this should have been the song that should have been called Outer Space. instead of the one that's actually called Outer Space, because the beat actually sounds like it came from like outer space instead of the song that is named by that title. Weird, right? I wonder if this was supposed to be called Outer Space, but then they probably just said F it and switched it to history at the last minute. Who knows? But basically, it's basically him talking about things regarding history and all the things that surround it. History with chicks, history with money, history with beef, like how he'll, you know what I'm saying, how these guys waste all their time, wasting, they're only going to be remembered in history for chatting on websites and talking shit about him, you know what I mean, how these chicks, like, you know, he'll mess with one, then something will go bad, they'll leave, but then she'll come back to him talking about we have history, give me a chance and all that shit. And beef, like history with, you know, past people and passing, or just beef in general. You know, like there's a history between him and some of the guys, they're running into each other later unexpectedly. Beef. So, you know, I mean, he didn't explain it in go in depth as I did with my explanation, but he did, like, add those parts of what could possibly happen within his bars. So at the end of the day, this album is 15 tracks, and I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 15. So I mean, it's pretty good. The other songs aren't bad. It's just I wasn't feeling them as much, but you know the instrumentals are still great. So I mean, if anything, I just think they're all special in their own way. It's just that these particular 7 are the ones that stand out to me. Just like in every other video, I have a certain amount of favorite tracks. It doesn't mean the other ones are corny or anything like that, unless I say. But beyond that, no, it's pretty solid work from a mumble trap rapper. Did not think that it could be done in this fashion. Again, I just started listening to this, so there's probably people that probably have done way better, or I don't know. But Ugly Guy definitely gets a thumbs up from me. So now we gotta finally rate it, and the rating I'm gonna give this is a 4. It's probably the highest I've given this a mumble trap album in the same vein as this. I'm giving it a 4 because the beats on here are incredible. All the tracks. He's very funny and it works to him. He has really good hooks, and his verses actually have some lyrical substance, depth, as short as they may be, but there's some depth in there. He does talk about different things. He does talk about, you know, I mean, of course he talks about chicks and flaunting the cars and all that, but he also talks about how dudes trying to beef for him for no reason, wasting time, you know what I mean, beef for chicks, you know what I mean, just like what he went through, like, you know, how he used to be in college but decided to give it up and follow his dream, and just a lot of stuff. I mean, they're expressed through maybe 2 or 3 bars, but those 2 or 3 bars will mean a lot more than some of those other mumble trap rappers' albums. So I mean, yeah, this is the highest I'm giving this mumble trap rap album, because even though I've listed all those positive things about this project, the projects that are ranked above either do the same thing and excel even higher in those departments, such as lyrical ability, instrumentation of the instrumentals, and all that stuff. So, but hey, being a 4 isn't that bad. So, again, highest ranked, rated mumble trap album on my channel so far. Will there be more? We'll find out. But until then, I want to say thank you guys for watching. Like and comment. Love you guys. Stay blessed. And subscribe only if you like what I'm doing. Don't feel like you gotta subscribe just because you see on every other YouTube channel people telling you, subscribe now. Do it now. Do it now. Like, no. You know what I mean? You should I'm sorry. It's getting late. But you should subscribe if you feel like the person that you're subscribing to is worth it and is putting in the material that's worth it, because you know you're spending your time trying to check out some of this stuff, you know what I mean, but you could be doing anything else. So that's why at the end of the day I just want to tell you guys, just try it out. If you like the videos, then go ahead and subscribe and hit that subscription bell to get notified of the videos that I load up ahead of time. If not, then, maybe, you like this one video and you just want to put a thumbs up and like the video, which is great too, support. And if you just plain don't like it, well then, hey, you just plain don't like it. Can't be a fan of everybody. But until next time, guys, I gotta go. It's getting real late. I got work tomorrow, and I had a long day, so there we go. Ugly guy. Bumps and bruises. 4 out of 5. Okay? See you guys around.